For Purewa MacGregor, the path to embracing her taha Māori hasn't been easy.
Growing up, I didn't feel at all connected to tikanga. I had no real cultural awareness. Yeah, I was very disconnected to who I was as Māori.
But it's a connection the Heretaunga-based weaver is reigniting through mahi toi.
I had to walk this journey to receive all the bounty I had now. I had to experience some really hard times. I had to experience profound loss. Harakeke came to me when I was ready.
And even though she's only started her journey, her work is already making a mark in the weaving world. Growing up in the rural heartland of Opunake and Taranaki, Purewa struggled with her identity and being Māori.
I grew up in a very small rural country town where it was just myself and my cousins who were the only Māori there. So there was a real sense of alienation, and I had a very difficult name to pronounce.
Purewa grew up in the long shadow of the Taranaki land wars, which saw the Crown confiscate 1.2 million acres of land from her people.
There only seemed to be small pockets of where being Māori was celebrated, and unfortunately, I just wasn't living in one.
However, mahi rāranga or weaving was her link back to te ao Māori.
I loved the smell of harakeke. As a child, there was always that earthiness within our house. My mum and my sister were taught and learnt within hui held at Parihaka with Erenora Hetet, so they have a really awesome connection to an exceptional tutor and woman in Erenora.
Having such a strong lineage of weavers in your whānau, did you ever feel the desire to take it up?
No, definitely not. Growing up, I was completely disinterested in anything Māori. In fact, I wanted to be a Pākehā. That's how I really felt growing up.
Purewa felt so ashamed to be Māori, even her mum making piko or flax backpacks as gifts made her whakamā.
I would always be so embarrassed. And it would always be a beautiful woven piece, but I would always have to take a piko to, another kid's birthday party, I remember it. And they were always so pleased, I think, but I was just like, oh, can't this be a Barbie?
So you're taking kite, another tonga like that?
Yeah, and back then, obviously, because I was so detached, I didn't realise the amount of aroha that actually would have went into that piece as opposed to a generic piece of plastic.
But in 2017, during a dark period of personal tragedies, a simple piece of weaving would help Purewa find her way back to the light.
I was in a really bad place. I was profoundly sad. I was a shadow of who I could have been. And my mum gave me a pounamu, and it had no cord. So I had to weave a 4-plait cord for my taonga. And so I did. I extracted the muka, plaited this cord, and I was just like, it was a moment of complete revelation. I felt, oh, wow, it was only a cord, but I felt so pleased with myself.
This would plant the first seeds of her weaving journey.
What were those first steps like?
Oh, man, happy, lighter direction, a place in here. I felt here, I felt myself here. It was something that I was doing, and it was something that I was doing for myself, by myself.
Today, Purewa is weaving full-time, mixing traditional techniques with contemporary design. It can take hundreds of hours for Purewa to create pieces of rāranga like this, and she's known for her perfectionism.
I'm continually ticking over, how do I make this better? What applications do I need to change? What colour palette fits in with me? I just pore over patterns and I research them to make sure when I'm putting them together they make sense.
Her unique style has captured a loyal following on social media, and her COVID-inspired masks sparked interest last year. They even caught the attention of curators at Te Papa, and her work is now part of its weaving collection.
Being able for people to look at my artwork and be impressed, it really does mean a lot, because I've spent a lot of my life not really having that positive affirmation.
Someone who's helped to open Purewa's eyes to the power of harakeke is her sister Niwa Ngamare Brightwell.
I think it's got the power to change people's lives. It's healing, it's protective, it's soothing, it's calming. Totally a way to connect to your tupuna knowledge and to connect back to your own wairua, I believe.
Today, Niwa is using weaving to create a positive impact for mums in Pāharakeke.
Ka pai tō mahi.
She runs Te Whare Pora, a purpose-built facility where expecting mums create wahakura, or traditional bassinets for babies.
What I've noticed about making wahakura with our wahine Māori is that they are making a deliberate preparation for their new life. You're actually engaging with your baby spiritually, and you're preparing them from the materials of your ancestors.
Purewa honed her skills weaving wahakura with Niwa, and she loves giving back to the mums in the class.
Now that's looking good. Bring that out. So, you know, when another weaver offers you knowledge, they're giving a part of themselves and part of a legacy. It's a very important part and process of Toi Māori, is the torch being passed to the next person. So that becomes the intimate part of it.
Niwa is proud to see her sister's massive growth in such a short time.
Oh, look, I'm so proud of her. Like, she's only been weaving a small amount of time, and she would be one of the best weavers, in my opinion, in Aotearoa, for her absolute dedication and just natural aptitude for harnessing the harakeke into these most beautiful, patterned, perfect creations.
And now when you talk about your Taha Māori, how do you feel?
Proud. We're amazing people. We've endured atrocities. And look at our culture now. You know, we're the power of Aotearoa.
Looking back, what would you say to that little Purewa who was a bit whakamā to take her mahi toi for birthday presents to her friends?
I'd say it's going to be hard, girl. You're going to go through some ups and some downs, but you'll be okay.